interested to hear Connor's take on this season, bro.
Yeah, let's talk about.
I want you guys to express your guys' feelings about the show first, to be honest.
Fallout, this shit slow as fuck, boy. It's boring.
Okay.
Welcome back to the loading screen. We're talking about Fallout Season 2, Episodes 1 and 2. We've got some complaints. Some people think it's slow. Some people think it's good.
That
Let's
shit
dive
wet.
in.
Booty, cheeks. But
So I think from the gamer standpoint, I know that I've only ever played like Fallout New Vegas, a little bit of New Vegas. I've completed Fallout 4, but I've not played any of the other Fallout games. The thing that is really swaying me is it looks like it's straight out of the video game.
The first
And
season,
and
definitely.
to me, visuals are like almost everything to me. And so to that extent, I'm pretty pleased, but I'm not expecting the story to follow anything that happened in the video games themselves, which I think some people have an issue with.
Why? That's never been the premise. That's why the show's different.
He
Okay.
said,
So, no, bro, because look, okay. So, as a show, as a whole, I feel like it's solid. The first 2 episodes, I will agree, are pretty slow. But the way that they previewed it
Oh, Jesus.
was that it was going to have a pretty good New Vegas feel to it. Mr. House basically controls Vegas, and the premise of New Vegas is you're a courier, you're delivering packages, and Matthew Perry
R.I.P.
is Benny. He's the guy that shoots you in the head and leaves you in a shallow grave and takes the package. What's in the package is a platinum chip. And essentially what the platinum chip does is unlocks like military level firepower and like super duper powerful robots and shit to kind of secure Vegas. And nobody really wanted that because everybody didn't really care for the type of person that Mr. House was. And I like that they included him in this show. But to add to that point is it didn't really have anything to do with the game when they kind of made it seem like it was touching base on that game, which, like I said, Mr. House is there. But, like, what do they do? I feel like the only thing that's really attributing to the game is that they're looking for someone.
Okay.
Which is the ploy and the plot of all Fallout games is where's my son? Who fucking shot me? Where's my wife? Shit like that.
But like what I'm saying is though, from what we've seen in season 1, the premise of the show is not Fallout. It's not going to follow the games. Those events are already canon and already happening. So the only thing that we are alluding to from the game is the location. And I haven't watched the second episode yet, so I don't really know what happens in it. But
It's a Maximus episode.
I
It
will
is a
say-
Maximus episode, which I really like.
I will say in the game, Mr. House is a computer. He's what do you call it? They basically transferred all of his mind and everything into a computer, and he's just a big ass computer in Vegas. So he is an actual person here. So me personally, I would like to see what had happened to him for him to get there. But yeah, it is a little slow. I haven't seen Kaisar's Legion yet. We have seen the Great Khans, which was kind of like that biker gang in the in Vegas, which that was who had what's his name? The Ghoul. Please help me. What's his
Isn't
name?
it just the ghoul?
I think so. Walton Goggins, we'll call him that. Fuck it.
Yeah, his character is literally just called the ghoul. We don't even know his fucking like.
I think they-
But yeah, that was the Great Khans. I like that they did the dino from
Yeah, from the
I
water
think that was-
park.
I think that was from Novak. But like I said, I would like for them to touch a little bit more on the game key points. It doesn't really have to be like the 100% game, but
Mhm.
for you guys to be making it New Vegas, I'd like to see a little bit more of that.
But it's just
And
called
that is-
Fallout, though. It's not called Fallout New Vegas.
I know, but they're
But
in
they're
New
going
Vegas.
to
though.
New Vegas. Like the
But,
whole plot
again,
is they're
It's not, no. The whole plot is what? Is what they're writing. We don't know what the plot is because they're writing a new story. That's always
sorry,
been
not
case.
the plot, but the whole premise of these 2 episodes is that they're going to New Vegas to look for Lucy's father.
But that's just a location. We don't even know how long they're going to be there. It could be just an Easter egg. They could move on in 3 episodes. You see what I'm saying?
And that is
Fair.
one of the things that I was curious about as well is what the timeline between the actual Fallout New Vegas game is between now
And the
because
show. Mhm.
yes, because it's the feeling of the same world, the same universe, but it's obviously a different story happening at a different time. And that's why a lot of people were really skeptical when they announced at the end of season 1 that, Mr. McClane was going to New Vegas because everyone's like, you gotta do it right.
I got
Our buddy Teef, excuse me, I got the
Peace
hiccups.
out, bro.
Our peace, brother.
All right, dog.
Our buddy Teef is super adamant on how they're going to portray New Vegas. I've got a friend who's also played all the games and for my birthday last year, they bought me New Vegas and I think Fallout 2 or 3 for the Xbox 360, and now I'm on the
That's
hunt for
probably the
360 so
3.
I can play them. And I want to see. I want to experience it, right? So like I'm thinking about getting back into the Fallout world so that I can kind of immerse myself into this, to Connor's extent, because I want to see how they're going to implement certain aspects of the game into this show, because the game came first. The game laid the pathway for this show to be able to be made.
But
So-
to attribute, go ahead.
No, please.
To attribute to Jalen's point, I'm trying to, because you're right. The events of the game have already happened, and what they have announced to us is that the new Fallout game is going to be canon to what's happening in this show right now.
Yes.
So that
But
is-
I would just like to see a little bit more Easter eggs to the game, I guess.
you could do that. They
um,
can always do that. Definitely. Like,
But there's certain enemies in the game that we haven't really seen yet. Like there's like rad roaches, the Khazitars, like the big ass fucking wasps and shit that be in the
Yeah.
Mojave, like shit like that. I think we've seen a Deathclaw in the first season, right?
I don't think we
Big
saw.
ass dinosaur looking motherfucker.
Yeah, but I thought that was we saw a Yao Guai, which was the big
Okay.
irradiated bear, which was fucking sick. Because when I play Fallout 4 or 76, I'm always in power armor. You will not catch me outside of my
Bro.
fucking suit.
You're not gonna have one for New Vegas, by the way.
There's
no
no
power
And there's
armor.
also no running mechanic in New Vegas, which is why I
No.
think, and this is what I was telling Squires and Jalen, anytime you start a Fallout game, the first thing you do is you walk for at least the first 5 fucking days you play that game. You just fucking walk
You can
Like-
fast travel around.
until you can fast travel. And that's one of the things is I think that they're taking it maybe a little bit too literal when they're trying to create these episodes of the show, because they are just they're fucking walking. How many scenes are you going to give us of the ghoul and Lucy walking around talking about the golden rule? Give me some water. Like, I get it.
I did
bro.
like the
I
rad
get
scorpion
it.
scene. That was cool.
That was amazing.
That was cool, bro. It was kind of
Like-
fucked up though, because he used old girl as a shield,
Well,
and then
hell
got
yeah.
mad at Lucy for not giving him a stim pack. Like, fuck you, dude. We were trying to save this girl, and you just let her get fucking stabbed by a scorpion.
Okay, so to ask about that, who are they?
They're just
They're just like a cult faction?
I would say, yeah, it's just a random cult faction. It's
Because the
probably
credits-
maybe children of the Atom.
See, and that's what I was thinking as well. I've run into the Children of Adam in Fallout 4, but I've never encountered them in any other game.
Which, to explain to you guys, basically the children of the Atom, they feel like they're like the radiation is kind of like their savior. So like it's like a woman entity that they praise. And and they're fucking nuts. They're all crazy.
They're
as fuck.
literally bonkers. Yeah.
Like they drink
Um,
irradiated water to get the sense, I guess.
I think it was really funny because, the ghoul was like, let me help you up there, pal. And he fucking pulls him up, cuts the dude's throat, and he's like, well, you did lead us to dinner. And then he starts eating it and he starts fucking puking because he's already gotten stung by the rad scorpion. Like, yeah, and like to see a huge fucking rad scorpion like that, they do a lot. One of the things that I really like about this show is they do a lot of practical effects. Like when you see Maximus inside power armor, he's actually inside power armor, fully functioning, operational, moving power armor. Like,
Yeah.
that shit's so fucking cool to me. And that rad scorpion looked about as real as anything else in that show, which was terrifying.
But I thought it was also cool that, like, so essentially, like, what you start to realize as you play the games is that each vault was basically like a bunch of test subjects.
Yes.
It's a bunch of
Experiments.
test subjects, experiments and shit. And they still kind of touched on that. And I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know. It's just certain shit that I'm trying to pick apart with it. I might go back and rewatch the first season again and then watch a couple episodes if I have time. But so far it's pretty decent. It's just a little slow.
Yeah, I definitely agree that it's slow, but I'm not ready to give up. Like I don't expect it to
Yeah,
slow.
I don't think we should give up by any means.
I
think
just-
it's-
I also don't think it's relative to the game because Lucy never died and had to restart from save. You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of bogus. I feel like that's like
Yeah,
a big
where's the
struggle to the
respawn
game,
rate?
bro. Like she just gets and then has to restart from I don't know, watching her mom die or something. Like
You're fucking stupid.
Stupid.
like fuck, I forgot to save.
I would say
Like I don't know.
my gripe is last season, the first season I was in the first episode, second episode, and I'm just like where is the story going?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my question. Like where is this go? We're 2 episodes in and you have gone nowhere with the story.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's- Like you're chasing your dad. Okay, that was you've been doing that since the end of the first season, and you have
Right.
gone nowhere.
But I would. Oh, huge.
So-
In the first season, they found clever ways to show you the world, expand the world, show you this going on. It wasn't just about the storyline that she was following
Mhm.
her dad. Now I feel like they really have zeroed in on that. Oh yeah, she's chasing her dad. Like, come on.
Right.
But they're focusing a lot on the Brotherhood of Steel, though. Which I mean, there are a bunch of different factions that don't really fuck with each other of the Brotherhood Steel, but for what?
Shout out Brotherhood of Steel. Synths
Nah.
aren't people. Dirty fucking robots.
No,
Nah,
the Brotherhood
not
of Steel
doing
are
it.
fucking crazy.
That's crazy because in Fallout 4, I've played that game twice. And the first time I was in the Brotherhood of Steel, and those dudes, as big of an assholes as they are, as like they the term that's described is that they're like racist against synths because at some point, and kind of correct me if I'm wrong because I probably am, something happened with synths and the Institute to make the Brotherhood not trust robots, right? Like the only one
They've
that's
never
cool,
liked robots.
the only one that's cool is Valentine, and that's because he's like a noir detective that helps. He actually helps people.
But he was an older version of synth, so you could tell who was what. That's why. But he's still kind of outcasted in Diamond City, though.
He is
A little
He
bit.
is. He's like pushed to the side. His office
Paladin
space is
Dance-
like,
Paladin Dance is a synth.
I murked that motherfucker. I murked him. I want you to know that, Connor. That's the only
But
correct move.
The Brotherhood of Steel, their only goal is to take all of the working and useful technology of the old
Mhm.
world and try and use it for the better, which they really aren't
They
really
don't
doing
use it
anything for the better.
because and
They're-
and
it's
that's
really
one of
the
the things that they
military.
touch.
That's really all it is.
Well, and that's one of the things that they touch on in episode 2 of season 2, because now that they have a way to make fusion cores, which powers damn near everything, it powers their armor, Area 51 now, which I
They're
thought
not
was
going
cool.
through them though. It's just one and done. It's kind of bogus.
It is kind of bogus. Look, in Fallout 76, I literally have 40 plus fusion cores. I'm not even lying to you. I fucking mined those things. But it was interesting to see the other factions get ready to fold so quickly inward, to the point where they're like, yeah, you know what? I think we'll follow you. Once, they were like, fusion core? Would you like more fusion cores? Everyone in that faction, as soon as they pulled those out, they were like, you know what? Fuck it, we're in.
But I will say, with Mr. House, they never really used like that little mind control thing. They've never really touched on that in the game, so I'm curious to see what they're trying to do with it, because Mr. House was the one that was trying to do it first, and then her dad ended up following and trying to finish it.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like that is what they're doing the most. The way they're using their character is to show how he's connected to the bombs actually dropping. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's one of them, because they showed him last season in his in the flashback scenes, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was there in like the table discussions talking about we
part of
dropped
the
the
cabal.
bombs.
I just didn't really.
Yes. Ooh. Salud.
They didn't really touch on who he was. Thank you. They just didn't really touch on who he was as a person yet.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I think is intriguing is, until I had watched the show, I did not know that Vault Tech gathered around and were like, yo, why don't we drop the bombs? That blew my mind, finding that out. And whether that was for the
new lore, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And when it comes down to it, I'm interested to see what Mr. McClane can do with these mind control chips on the back of people's neck. A lot of people are theorizing, I've seen, that it's very possible that is how he could go out. Because whoever he radioed to was like, when I am done with this, you will be begging for my help. I think whoever he's talking to...
Probably Mr. House.
If he's talking to Mr. House, I think Mr. House is going to convince him that, yeah, Mr. McClane, come on, Hank, you're cool. Come on. Chip on the back of your neck.
Piece of shit.
And then I think he's going to and finding out that I loved the symbolism between when Hank got the notification on his Pip-Boy that the detonation had followed through in Shady Sands, and he's actively washing his hands. Like, I'm washing my hands of this. I just murdered all these people, but here I am washing my hands of it. Oh, kids, you trying to read a book? Let's go. And then he puts his Pip-Boy down and you see detonation approved or whatever. It's like that's evil, bro.
I thought was... Go ahead.
No, please.
I thought what was really funny though, what I did notice was, like, I don't know if you've ever you haven't played you haven't played New Vegas. But like, you're running around and you run into, one of the NCR that's patrolling the Mojave, and one of them will be like, man, patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter. And then the dude just kept saying it, because like that NPC, that was all he would say. Every time you walk past him, that's all he says, over and over and over and over.
I caught that, and I was like, man, they were really doubling down on that.
Driving that home.
Now, in the games, Connor, there's mention of Shady Sands. There's mention of the New Republic. Does it get blown up in the games? And again, it could be two different timelines, but...
I don't actually ever remember going to Shady Sands in the game. Let me look that up real quick.
I know that there's made mention of it, but my friend was super upset when in season 1, she ended up texting me and she's like, what the fuck do you mean they blew up Shady Sands? And there's a giant fucking crater where the new California Republic is supposed to be, because it's still actively a thing in the games, but it is no longer in the show.
So it was in the game, but I think it might have been called something else because it was already bombed. So all of this that's happening is probably before what's going on. Well, before what happened in the game. Because like I said, Mr. House is still a person.
Well, do you think Mr. House is still a person, or do you think
he is? They showed that he's still a person. He's still running around.
Weren't those flashbacks?
Right, in the flashbacks.
Yeah, but I think everything that they've shown of him up until this point is he's still a flesh and blood person. But when you
So they
get into
haven't.
New Vegas and you go under that bunker, he's down there and he's waiting for you to talk to him. And he's in a computer. Like he's a big ass
Yeah,
fucking computer.
I think they're gonna go for that. I think they're, but they haven't showed that in the show
No.
yet. Is what you're saying?
No.
Yeah. I
Because you
think
can either
more-
go with him or you can go with the Legion or NCR.
Yeah, which a lot of people choose NCR from what I've heard.
I kill all of them. Because
All of
Caesar's
NCR?
Legions. Well, yeah, because the Caesar's Legion is fucking insane, and NCR are a bunch of dicks.
Damn.
Oh,
Man,
I just rolled on myself.
So which
I-
ending does the game go with? I mean, the show go with? I would say.
We don't know yet because they don't
it
even
doesn't seem like
because
the
in the
New
game.
California Republic's the thing in the show, so it doesn't seem
Not
like
so
that's a
far.
route you could take.
But the NCR wasn't even really a part of New Vegas because you had the Kings that was in Freeside and that was the little greaser gang, and then the house
Which we'll see, right?
was that'd be cool.
Because
That'd
there's
actually
like
be pretty cool.
in the trailer, there's like some ghouls that are all greasers and shit. And I
Yeah.
think that's one of the things that people were complaining about is in the game they weren't ghouls, they were still
They
people.
weren't. Yeah, they all had the little greaser haircuts and shit.
Little swoop. Yeah.
But they all kind of were doing dealings with Mr. House, like Caesar's Legion and everything. He didn't really like them, like he wanted to kill all of them, but gotta kind of make nice with your enemies.
See, this got me looking at Fallout games on PlayStation now because it, like it.
You can
I
do the
want
Game
to-
Plus and stream it. That's what I did. I don't feel like plugging in the PS3 all the time. I don't.
No, and I will say the trailer for season 2 makes it seem like we still have a lot in store.
Probably,
We
yeah.
still have a lot of Easter eggs. We still have a lot of different routes that this could take.
Yeah.
And
100%.
I'm probably
that's
gonna
what
go
I'm
back and-
excited for.
I'm probably gonna go back and
Well-
rewatch these first 2 episodes again too, just to see if hopefully I can just try again. And
The slowness of it, that might just be the fucking studio thing, how they choose to space it out. But I will say the
Yep.
Easter egg thing, I do think they should continue to make it fun for the people who have a large
Right.
yeah,
devotion.
I do agree
Well,
with that. Yeah.
Yep.
And what they showed in the previews of the second season, that big ass tower in Vegas, that's Lucky 38. That was what's in the game, and that plays a big part of New Vegas. That's where Mr. House is located. So we'll
so
see.
they're definitely getting ready to be like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of shit going on in New Vegas. A lot of
I will say-
underdoings and stuff like that.
my biggest concern is now what the fuck is Lucy gonna do, because she just left the ghoul and now she's captured. She goes, before you guys do anything, I want you to know I'm nice. And it's like, so it's clear that it feels like the person playing this character, whether it from a video game sense, they're like, they're going with a good playthrough, because anytime you start a Fallout game, you're like so infatuated with the world. You're wanting to do all these nice interactions with other NPCs because you
And
want to
just
make
can't
sure
bring
that
myself
nothing
to be
you
a
do. I can, but not when I first play the game, because I want to understand what's going on in the world. I want to get everybody's point of views, which it seems like that's what they're doing with the Ghoul, the Brotherhood, and now New Vegas, and then Lucy just being on her own. What's she gonna do? Who's gonna save her? Do we think maybe the Brotherhood's gonna get a call like, yo, we got these fucking cultists in our backyard, let's go wipe them out, and then Brother Maximus, just Knight Maximus just gets to save her again?
So
Who knows, man?
let me ask y'all this. Do you think, because obviously it takes a long time to make a game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are they working closely with the game developers with this to say, okay, your game is going to match my show and my show is going to match your game?
I don't
Now,
know because Fallout was essentially a Bethesda thing, or no, it was Obsidian.
Mhm.
New Vegas, Obsidian
It's
made New
Obsidian.
Vegas, and now it's owned by Bethesda. So
So
it's two different developers now.
to that point, you know, Todd Howard, who's the CEO of Bethesda, who does work on a lot of Skyrim and Fallout, he had said, you know, to what you guys' point, he had said that Fallout 5 will follow this story very closely. Um, and so to that extent, you know, I have no doubt that they're going to be working side by side. But when season 1 came out, there were reports of you know, people that worked for Amazon going over to Bethesda, and Bethesda people were literally downloading files of certain things in the world, and they actually like, and immediately Amazon was like, all right, we're going to 3D print that, we're going to make that real, we're going to take this file and make it exactly the way it looks in the real world. Which is why when you see the stim packs, when you see the fusion cores, when you see the power armor, little like rockets and, you know, rusted fans and shit like that that are just around, like things you can loot, you know, they've got this thing down to the T when it becomes,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
when it comes to detail. So I personally think that they're working very closely. Now that's definitely some more like some stuff I could, you know, research and you know, educate myself on. But
I would like to see Good Springs, which is where you start off in the game.
it felt like I felt like they hinted at that. I felt like they hinted at that.
But you know, Dinky Dino was also in Novak, and that was literally
Dinky
the
Dino.
only thing from Novak that they actually showed. Which I feel like that was like a whole thing that they kind of missed, like an Easter egg. I mean, I guess that's about as good as it's gonna get. But I feel like, you know, traveling, doing all of this fucking walking, I feel like they could, you know, run into a couple different things. Because I mean, realistically, it's still the world. It's just 200 years later,
Right.
and there's a
Mhm.
bunch of buildings and shit that you could run into, and people to run into, and stuff like that. But
Well, and they did just recently add the ghoul, like the character in the show. They added him to Fallout 76. So he's now canon in 76, which means that motherfucker's been walking and moving and traveling a long time. And I think
well,
that's
he's
what
been
makes
looking for his
this,
family.
that's also what makes this show feel so slow, is the fact that when, you know, when I first started playing the game, I was asking my friend Red, I said, how come there's no like traversal in this game? There's no cars, there's no scooters, there's no ships, there's no horses, there's no nothing.
You can get a
In
jetpack.
season one, the only horse you see is the one that the ghoul's character rides on, but horses are now extinct.
Yeah.
But the quote unquote lore reason was horses were too hard to program into an actual video game at the time that 76 and the original Fallout were coming out, that the developers didn't want to put them in the game. So they came up with a lore reason as to all horses are now extinct. And so you do end up walking everywhere, bro. You walk everywhere, even in the
and then
games.
you run into Brahmin, which are the double-headed cows, which I thought that was pretty cool that they did put
I thought that
in
was
there.
dope. I'm waiting to see a fucking Mirelurk.
Yeah.
Those
Mirelurk
fucking-
Kings fucking shooting mine
Bro.
beams at them.
The queens being super fucking tall. I'm ready to see a super mutant. You know what I mean? I'm ready to see all
That
that,
would be
shit.
cool. Ghouls, they should touch more on ghouls and stuff. Because like I was trying to explain that to, you know, Kalisa and stuff, because she was asking me, and I'm like, so with the ghouls, it's kind of like a spectrum, because the radiation takes over, and they could either be like the ghoul and be sentient, or they could be so far gone that they just want to eat people and eat shit and just kill
Yep.
things and have
Then they just
no
become
access
zombies.
to their brain. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm excited to see where this show goes. I really hope that it ties in a little bit more to the games, to Connor's point. Not of like, I want it to follow the game like
Yeah,
you know,
no.
bit by bit, but I'd at least like to see some integration start pouring in a little bit.
A little
I
bit.
think I enjoy the flashbacks more than what's supposed to currently be going on. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Mhm.
I
Well,
care
some
more
people- I like the Ghoul story. I like his.
Yeah,
backstory.
he's funny though. So
The Ghoul,
But
the
my-
Ghoul story is cool. I understand
My
why you're so
question
upset.
is, when it comes to the Ghoul, is bro, you've been alive for 200 years since the fucking Fallout. What makes you think your family is still out there? I want to know what that sense of hope that he's feeling, or that knowledge that
Well,
he possesses.
But see, that's the same thing that the main character from Fallout 4 is. He was asleep or he or she was asleep for 200 years, and
Mhm.
now he's looking for his son.
because you gotta. First off, she's in a special position, so she probably got those privileges. He knows that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're
'Cause he
running
was
into
trying to-
people like if you're like the way they tell the back, like the flashbacks and corresponding with what's going on. There's so many people that he knew from then that are walking around. Why is it? You know what I mean?
True. That's true.
So
That's true.
Well, because most people they either or they get frozen, and
Yeah,
when they
they
get
just leave.
cryogenically frozen, they come back. That's why they were like, "Well, is it reclamation day?"
Yeah.
Thinking that it's time to go back to the surface, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, sure, uh huh." Fucking liars.